This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. I'm Alex Brown. The 2025 Venture Report, released Monday by TechPoint, says Indiana-based tech companies raised approximately $290 million across 98 separate deals last year. That's down from $549 million across 139 deals in 2024. TechPoint Vice President Chelsea Linder says there is optimism to be found despite the drop.
Investors are starting to develop a different thesis of what they're looking for in companies. And it looks a lot more like what Indiana companies have always been great at, which is sustainable, consistent growth and budgeting for profitability or at least break even instead of kind of a grow at all costs mentality that we see on the coasts.
Linder noted that Indiana also saw more participation from out-of-state investors. Naval Support Activity Crane, the naval installation located about 35 miles southwest of Bloomington, has a new name. The U.S. Navy said Monday that the new name, Naval Weapons Station Crane, better aligns with the installation's primary mission areas, including weapon systems development and testing. Tourism spending supported more than 400 Noble County jobs in 2024, according to a new economic impact report from Maryland-based Rockport Analytics. The report shows the $42.6 million spent on lodging, dining, shopping, entertainment, and transportation generated more than $10.2 million in wages and supported 419 jobs. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader.
Sidney David Eskenazi, who built a retail center business empire and became one of Central Indiana's most generous philanthropists, died Saturday at age 95. IIB's Aubriana Herron has more.
Eskenazi founded Indianapolis-based Sandor Development Company in 1962 and grew it into a retail real estate powerhouse over the next several decades. Playing what Eskenazi called adult monopoly, Sandor became one of the largest privately held strip center developers in the nation with more than 8 million square feet of properties in 26 states. Along with his wife, Lois Jean Eskenazi, who died on January 4th at the age of 92, Eskenazi began making major donations to education and healthcare causes, starting in the 1970s. Most notably, the Eskenazis gave a $40 million gift to the Eskenazi Health Foundation in 2011 to help provide funding for Sidney and Lois Eskenazi Hospital, a 1.3 million square foot public hospital operated by the Health and Hospital Corporation of Marion County. The Indiana Health Institute was renamed the Eskenazi Health Foundation in 2011. According to his obituary, Eskenazi continued to work until his final days, showing up in the Indianapolis office almost every day or working from a home office when he was in Florida. The company turned its attention from ground-up development to more acquisitions over the past 2 decades. Since 2008, the firm has acquired more than $700 million in undeveloped land, retail centers, and single-tenant assets. The funeral is planned for 11 a.m. Thursday. Aubriana Herron, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
A potential $500 million casino in Northeast Indiana is still in play, with House lawmakers on Monday approving a measure that would relocate the state's worst-performing gaming license. House Bill 1038 would move the license currently in Rising Sun to either Allen, DeKalb, Steuben, or Wayne counties. Current Indiana casino operators would be allowed to bid on the license, and the winning bidder would have to invest $500 million into the new casino. The bill passed 67-30 in a vote that saw little debate on the floor. The measure now moves to the Senate, where President Pro Tem Rod Bray of Martinsville has indicated he's willing to hear the proposal out. Jim Cornelison is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.